Hey there, this is Akshat Madan and welcome back to the part 3 of creating a TechNewz application in Flutter using the newsapi.org. And in the last part, we were discussing about some static files that is in the utilities folder. That was about colors and that was about the API key. And if I just have a look, we have seen the colors dot dart, we have seen constants dot dart, we have seen key dot dart, and we have also seen the text dot dart in which I was creating a modified text and a bold text so that I don't have to use this Google fonts whenever I write a text. So this class will be used whenever I'll be defining a text. I'll show you the use case, don't worry. Now let's go to this backend and this functions dot dart, which is like a backbone of my application, and everything that is there in the backend I have put in the backend folder in the functions dot dart. So in this app we have only simple function of fetching the data from the API. That's why I've created a simple file functions dot dart, and in this I have this simple function. So let's see what's there in this function. So I'll just click on this view and click on word wrap so that you can see whatever there is on the screen, right? So you can see that it is a future list. So this means that it is going to return me a list of data in future, right? Because it is not like that whenever you will just open the app and it will just fetch the API data within nanoseconds. It's not like that, right? It takes some time to load the data. That's why we have to define it as future list. That's why we are also going to use a future builder in this home page, and that I'm going to show you, right? So the name of this function is a fetch news function. This is an async function because it is going to take some time. So asynchronous function, right? And then I will be getting a response, right? That's why I've defined it as response. It will be final response. You can also write it as http.response, but I have written it as simple response variable, which is going to store me the result that the API is going to give me. Now see the next thing. Await http.get. That means I'm using a get method in http. As you can see that over here I've also imported http dot dart as http. That's why I'm able to use this http over here. You have to import http dot dart as http. Perfect. Now using http dot get, I have to parse this string, this URL. This is a URL of the API, right? So I have to parse this as URL. That's why I'm using URI dot parse. Then in the brackets you have to define your URL. So in this URL, try to decode this URL. First of all, the same thing that we have seen in the Postman, that this is my prefix http newsapi.org. Then we have the top headlines, then question mark, then country. You have to define your country, then your API key, then some other parameters. Now same way you can see over here that first of all we have the https, then news API, then v2, top headlines, country, USA. You got it till now, right? And category is equal to technology. I want only technology category news. That's why I'm defining category is equal to technology. Then page size is equal to 100. This means that I want 100 results on my first page. I'm only defining one page. That's why I've defined page size equal to 100. So that user should not so that result should not get over, right? That's why I've defined 100 results on one page. So this also you got it. The next thing is the API key. So this API key, as you know that I have defined the API key in key.dart in my utilities folder, as you can see over here. And this is also static. So by defining this static, I can access this key using my class name. So this is a simple OOP principle, right? So in the functions.dart, I have defined API key is equal to plus key.key. So this key is a class name. If I just go on this key.key, that means I'm accessing this variable. So this is a simple string which is containing my API key, and remember that you have to use your own API key, right? So after this, I am defining this and queue. So this and queue, if I just go on my API documentation, you can see that top headlines, then we have, yes, queue. So this keyword, this queue keyword takes a keywords or a phrase to be searched for, right? So as you know that we are defining a search bar in our application. So that's why we need to keep in mind that we have to consider this text written in this app bar also, this search bar also, right? That's why I'm accessing this search bar dot search controller dot text. So if I just go on this search bar class, you can see that this search bar has a static text editing controller. And over here I've defined a text field which is a controller of search bar dot search controller, which is a static over here, right? So this is a text editing controller. So whatever I'm going to write in this search bar for searching, it will be read by this function, right? This API function. So every time I'm going to click on this button, it is going to provide this text to this function. But if nothing is written over here, you can see that the default value of the search bar is empty string. So it is not going to take anything and it will search all the default results. It will give you the default results if nothing is written over here. But if I write something over here, let's say I write apple, not here in this app. If I write apple, so this apple is written in this text editing controller. So this means that this controller is having a text Apple company, right? Now, if I just if I will just click on this search button, as you can see that I have defined a, button inkwell over here, and in this button, whenever I'm going to click on this button, it is going to call the fetch news function. So if I just go on this fetch news function, it is going to take the simple API URL, then the key, and then in the queue parameter, it is going to take the controller text, whatever written in the text. Now, if I just click on it, it is going to rerun the function and it is going to show me the new results. If I just click on this function, sorry, this button, you can see that all the news related to Apple, I'm able to see. Perfect. Amazing, right? So fine. Now we know that what is the meaning of the search bar dot search controller dot text. Now I have got everything in this response, right? Now I have to JSON decode it. So this result which we get from this http.get function is not JSON decoded. We want the result in JSON, right? We get the result in JSON, but we need to convert that JSON into map or a dictionary. In Python, we say dictionary, right? So that's why I'm defining a map result. It is going to JSON decode my response.body, as you can see over here. Then it is going to print a simple message called fetched in my debug console, and it is going to return the result at articles. Why I'm returning result at articles? So as you can see over here in my postman, you can see that in my dictionary, so this is my dictionary, it is starting from here. In the articles key, this articles is a key, it is having a list, and I am interested in this list only because this list is having all the news, different news. So that's why I'm interested in this list. That's why I'm accessing this result at articles, and it is going to return this. So wherever I will be calling this function, it is going to return me this articles list. Perfect. And if I just show you the home dot dart, so in the main dot dart, you can see that I'm defining home as home. So if I just go on my home, you can see that it is a simple stateful widget and in the init state. So init state means, so this init state means that whenever my app will be started for the first time, it is going to run this function. So in whatever will be written in this init state, it will be called for the first time the app will be running. So as you can see that I have defined in my class as late future list news. So why late? Because it is going to be a late result. It is not going to be an instant result, right? That's why it is going to be a future list, and this list I'll be storing the data which the function fetch news function is going to return me, and this list is called news, right? So in the init state, I'm storing whatever result my fetch news is giving. I'm storing this result in my news. So as you can see that in the function, it is returning me result at articles, a simple list, and that result it will be stored in this news variable, which is a list. So in the init state, this thing will be running. Perfect. So this means that whenever my app will be started, before loading everything, this thing will be running. That means I'm ready with the news list. I'm ready with all the articles, right? I'm ready with all these styles. Perfect. Now I have to build this home page, and that thing we are going to do in the next part. So yes, so this was much for this video, and all the designing part, that is this simple tile of the image and this text and this time and this bottom sheet, everything we will be seeing in the next part. And till next content, keep coding, keep innovating, and thanks a lot.